Wisconsin and Michigan's best country, Cat Country 95.1. It is Kit in the Morning, and joined now by Aaron Tippin, getting set for Aaron's show at the Porterfield Country Music Festival coming up on Saturday, June 21st at 8:30 that night. And what a show that promises to be. And Aaron, welcome to the program. It's great to have you back for a third time, by the way, at Porterfield Country, but it's been a while. And I imagine you're gearing up for a busy summer, aren't you?
Oh, buddy, you're right, kid. I'll tell you what, man, but I'm sure looking forward to going up there. You know, you're right. Been around there many times, man, and boy, it's always a blessing when you get return places that folks have enjoyed the show so much that we're back again, and man, I'm just thankful for that. I can't wait to get there.
And I happened to see both of your previous shows back in the early 90s. I recall where you were on top of the speakers, really entertaining the crowd. And then back about, I think it was about 14 years ago or so, you were actually put together a bicycle midway through the show during one of your songs. So what can we expect coming up when you're here in town later this month?
Well, I got to be honest with you and tell you, first of all, you know, we change our show up every year, but actually, this year, they've been doing it for several years since I've seen you guys. We still put that bike together for Toys for Tots because it's just something that I feel so close to, and just reminding folks about the needy kids and how the community should come together to try to help in a situation like that, and also, you know, pay homage to our Marines. So that's something we're still doing, and I guess I'll do it till the last day I ever perform.
All right, that is so good to hear. And speaking of Marines and our servicemen in general, now you've got songs that have become anthems not only for the military but also for just all Americans and all hardworking Americans, all the blue collar types. And going back to one of your very first hits, "You've Got to Stand for Something," that came out right around the time of the Gulf War, and that really became a rallying cry of sorts for our men and women who are fighting for our country. And how did that, I guess, when that happened back around 1990 or so, how did that affect you?
Well, you know, "You Got to Stand for Something" got me on the Bob Hope Show Christmas of 1990. And you know, I just, it's been a friendship between Aaron Tippin and the U.S. military for almost 25 years now. And hey, man, I'm proud of that, you know, and I go over and serve our troops every chance I get. And so it's just something I'm always going to do. That's what I say. As long as they're deployed, I'm going to go see them.
Another one of those songs that became an anthem type was, actually shortly after your last appearance here, when you came out with "Where the Stars and Stripes and the Eagle Fly," and that song right after 9/11. And I imagine that one, similar to "You've Got to Stand for Something," obviously struck a chord with all of Americans for good reason. And talk about how that song came to be and how it has affected you.
Well, you know what, kid? Actually, that song was written 2 years before the enemy attacked us. As I always try to do, is put something patriotic on all of my albums if I can. You know, at that time I was with Lyric Street Records, and when we put that album out that year, they just, you know, they had other plans and didn't have room for a patriotic song, so we didn't put it on there. But you know, and I guess that kind of disappointed me. But actually, after all, it was probably the right thing to do because that song didn't need to lay on an album. It needed to be a single, and it got to be. And you know, it was a benefit song for the victims' families of the terrorist tragedy. And you know, all my proceeds from that song went to the Red Cross to help those folks. So that was a very important song to me, and the fact that lyrically it said what I wanted to say to America. You know, there were a lot of great songs written during 9/11, but you know, I didn't want to write a song or sing a song about how our country had been sucker punched by the enemy. You know, I wanted to sing a song about who we are as Americans and how when the going really gets tough, you know, we're very good at you know, pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps and get back on living free even after we've been knocked down pretty hard. So that's what "You Got to Stand for Something," our Stars and Stripes really does, is it talks about who we are as Americans and what we're capable of. And that's what I wanted to deliver to America, and I'm proud that I got the chance to do it.
Yeah, a great song, and we're talking with Aaron Tippin, and I mentioned a couple of your songs, Aaron, and every artist has, who I guess has any longevity, has what they call a signature song, and you've got probably a couple that we just mentioned there, but there could be others as well. But what song of yours would you say gets the, I guess, biggest response when you play it live, or which one would you consider to be your signature song?
Well, I don't know. It's always kind of tough. I wrote almost all of my hits. So it's very difficult for me to choose one child over another. Yeah. It varies, I think, because sometimes, the greatest song might be You Gotta Stand for Something. Sometimes it might be Blue Angel. Sometimes it might be Kiss This. Sometimes it might be Stars and Stripes. Sometimes it might be Working Man's PhD. It's hard to say, where a song has really struck hard in a particular place or a region. And, heck, man, I guess if I have a favorite song of my own, I don't know that it would be my signature song, but my favorite song is a song that I wrote with my wife, Thea, about my dad. It's a song called He Believed, and that's my favorite Aaron Tippin song.
All right. Well, anxious to hear that one coming up when you play it down the road here at Porterfield. Now, you mentioned Working Man's PhD, and you certainly have earned yours, Working Man's PhD, throughout the years. Now, you've done everything from growing up on a farm and being a welder, a truck driver, and also of course, then being a songwriter, which led you into your musical career as a performer. And so you really kind of carry the banner for the blue-collar people out there, and I imagine you're quite proud of that.
Well, kid, I got to be honest, man. I'm, like you said, truck driver, welder, and mechanic. I'm also a certified aircraft mechanic. I'm also a certified aircraft pilot. I'm multi-engine commercial instrument rated. I'm also a helicopter pilot. And I'm also a flight instructor, and I'm also a certified aircraft mechanic. And when me and you get off the phone, that's what I'm doing next, heading out to the airport, working on my airplane. So I still try to keep that blue-collar attitude in my personal life. And when I get off the road, I get in there and get my hands banged up and greased up and some sweat running off my brow, just so I can remember that there are people out there doing it 8 to 5 every day. And I always want to feel a little bit of living in their shoes. So even on my off time, I'm trying to keep up.
And I guess the next question is: are you going to be traveling by bus, or are you going to be traveling by plane coming up to your shows this summer?
Probably mostly by bus. I got a bunch of great guys I work with, and while we're riding up the road, we're always working on the show and fine tuning it. So it's an opportunity for us to be together and listen to the music that we played the night before and tweak and stuff like that. So generally we ride the bus, but sometimes we do fly.
All right. Now, you mentioned Thea, and you've got some sons. Are your sons going to be following in your footsteps? Do you think, as far as the music goes?
Well, at least one of them, the youngest one, Tom, who has turned out to have a pretty good voice on him. He just won the Junior Beta talent contest with a singing dance routine. So he won the entire state of Tennessee. So next month he goes to Washington to compete in the finals for the Nationals. So I guess he's probably going to end up being the real singer of the Tippin family. Both Thea and Thea, my wife, she is an incredible singer and music scholar, but we both agree he's gonna precede us incredibly. I mean, he's such a talent.
All right. Well, that's what every parent hopes for, is that their children can surpass them and go on to great things. So it sounds like he's well on his way, and of course he's got some standards to I guess get to right there. But hey, Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. And like I said before, it's the third time you're going to be appearing at the Porterfield Country Music Festival, and Saturday night, June 21st. The place is going to be rocking. Looking forward to you coming to town. And again, thanks so much for joining me here on the show.
Hey, kid, I appreciate you, buddy. And you tell everybody, come on down. We're going to have